Well, hello, and welcome to the Scuttlebutt Podcast. I am your host, Amanda Buckner, leader of Untamed Fitness and Martial Arts up here in Snohomish, Washington. So today is our first episode ever. I'm super excited. And I wanted to give you a little bit of a background of why is it called Scuttlebutt? Why isn't this fitness? Isn't this nutrition related? What in the world? This doesn't even make sense, Amanda. What are you doing? I thought it was cool. Scuttlebutt is actually a Navy term that means a rumor. Also, it means the water fountain. It's also a restaurant and brewery like right down the street over in Everett, which it has amazing burgers and French fries. Oh man, if you haven't gone, they're so good. But I was trying to think of something that what could be all encompassing of the things that I want to talk about. Like as a prior Navy sailor, I appreciate a little bit of like tongue in cheek of okay, this is a kind of a rumor going around. Also, I feel like water is very important in the fitness world, and they kind of like go hand in hand. So here came the Scuttlebutt podcast. A little bit about myself. I was a 9-year Navy veteran that switched over into the civilian world. And instead of getting a regular job, I decided to become a martial arts fighter and did not want to go and, just get out of the Navy and be like, half of the people that end up getting out just because they hate it. They're like, oh, I would rather do anything else. And then they get out of the Navy, they have their DD-214, and they're like, yeah, I'm king of the world. And then 5 years later, they've run out all the money, they're working at McDonald's, and they actually made a worse life for themselves. So at the time that I got out of the Navy, I was pregnant. I was really, really into fitness. I just started doing kickboxing and jiu-jitsu, and I was teaching the kids classes. I was starting to do some boot camp classes as well. And the coach that I had at the time was like, wow, you actually have a really great personality for personal training. And I remember I literally laughed in his face like, oh, haha, you're just trying to sell me on whatever it is, right? Like, well, get out of here. Like you say that to everyone, right? And, the more I found out about martial arts and the more I dove into it, the more I realized that I really like helping people. Martial arts for me is all about kind of discovering what your own limits are and then pushing past them. And doing that in fitness as well, and being able to, kind of show my kids that literally anything is possible. Like life is only what you make it, right? So I decided that whilst I was pregnant, I wanted to start my own business, specifically for stay-at-home moms that couldn't get to the gym. And there's still a lot of gyms that don't really have childcare. And I don't know why, like every gym that I walk into and they don't have childcare, like I get it. It's a liability thing and it costs them a little bit more money and insurance and whatnot. But, I really hate the look that people give me when I say that I have kids and they look at me like I am the first person ever in history to have kids and want a fit lifestyle as a mom. Like you guys know what look I'm talking about. Like the, oh no, we don't provide childcare. Don't you have a significant other that can help you with that? Eesh, I don't know what to do. It was pretty much the worst. I hate that feeling. So, I started my own business, and it took me 5 years of in-home personal training and virtual training in order to finally get actually my first location that we're just opening up in about a month from now that has childcare. And I'm so excited. Yes, my kids are now like 3 and 5, but if I can avoid having somebody else have that same pain of choosing between being a, quote unquote good mom and taking care of their kids and choosing themselves, like, why not both? Why don't you bring your kids with you to the gym where they can hang out and play with toys, have a good time, and you get to get a good workout in. You don't have to worry about, rushing home to a babysitter that you have to pay a whole bunch of money to. But anyways, kind of going all over the place. Like I said, just wanted to do like a short little intro of who I am, kind of like how this podcast started. And I am super, super excited to just pretty much dive in on all of my favorite topics of nutrition. We've got fighting, there's fitness, there's stretching, there's foam rolling. There's so many cool things. I love fitness. Like, I always thought there was going to be an issue of when I grew up that I was just going to outgrow whatever job that I went into. Like, I couldn't think of a single thing that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Like, I have a pretty creative mind. I feel like learning new things is what really motivates me and drives me. Like, I have a very big curiosity bone, right? I don't know if that sounds weird, but I'm like super curious, and that's why I love fighting, and that's why I love fitness so much, is because it always changes. You're always able to grow. You're always able to expand. I've been studying fitness now for, going on 8 years. And I feel like I haven't gotten to the bottom of the barrel. Like, I always compare it to watching movies. I am the worst person to watch movies with, because I get halfway through the movie and I'm like, Jim did it. Okay, what's next? Like, what's the plot twist, And like, my husband was just like, damn it, Amanda, I didn't figure that out yet. Just don't tell me. Like, I'm sorry. I thought that was super noticeable that Jim was the person that killed Mary. Oh, you didn't. Oh, that wasn't okay. That wasn't supposed to be known. Got it. But yeah, I get kind of bored halfway through movies that have like the same type of plot twist. So like, applying that to life and lifestyle, I am deathly afraid of ending into like a lifestyle where I'm not happy and I'm just doing the same thing over and over again just because it's comfortable. And even though being uncomfortable is, in itself uncomfortable, I love that it ends up bringing you to a place that you weren't before. Like, if you don't try, you can't complain that you're in the same place that you are. But fitness really helps me realize that, there's way more to life, and fighting, fitness, nutrition, like mindfulness, meditation, all of it is so intertwined, and it's so deep. There's so much knowledge that like there's no one person that can figure it out. So hopefully, as we progress on these things, we can kind of move forward, and I can get some of my really cool, awesome friends on here. Some are yoga instructors. Some are, really big end fighters. Others are just kind of like, fitness enthusiasts. But I really appreciate other people's viewpoints on life. And I think, everything that other people also enjoy, like, matters. Like, we may have differing opinions, but doesn't mean that either of us is necessarily right or wrong. All right, I'm going to end it here, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.